Imagine if the microphone wasn't on. That did happen to me once, this reading with Pisces, this cycle with Pisces. Something around $200. You guys may be receiving $200 like out of nowhere, Spirit saying to me. Or you'll receive something that's worth $200 from out of nowhere. Okay, and some of you guys are going to be experiencing like an intensified dream state this month. I would very much pay attention. See the candle? Okay, I got this song for another sign. I got the heat is on. Heat is on. Yeah, okay. Something coming through for you guys around fences or fencing, or like that hexagon kind of shape is coming through, and now it's showing me like an arena. And yeah, and then some of you guys, there's something around like two coins, like, and I wasn't sure if it was like two sides of the same coin or what it was. And then they said circumstances and details. So it does seem like there's something around, yeah, turning the page, flipping the coin. Yeah, your energy actually feels quite nice now that I'm sitting in it. Okay, was there anything else that I needed to get through channeled messages? That's pretty good, Libra. You didn't actually have that much. Okay, cool. Let's look at, for the lovely, lovely sign of Libra. All right, Spirit. Let's see. Do I want to use this deck? Maybe not. All right. Show me Libra, please, Spirit. Okay, so moving into the tarot portion now. Libra, Libra, Libra. Let's see what's going on with Libra. Show me internal realm first, please, Spirit. Internal realm for Libra. I'm hearing the word restoration. And Cappy did get this thing about like rejuvenation and like things really coming into play. So you guys are celebrating internally this month. It does feel like something's been restored, Spirit's saying. Okay, for some of you, things are good. You guys are celebrating. For others of you, there is something involving family matters close to the heart, things like that, that's come crashing down and has been like quite painful for you. I'm seeing you in the wake of that having to make some really delicate decisions, and then having maybe even some form of responsibility as a result of that. Internally, the way that this is coming through is like maybe even a sense of relief for some of you. Spirit's saying for some of you, like there was a release of some kind of burden. It does carry like a pang of a letting go of something or someone. Yeah, for some of you, there's definitely been like something that went down that put a complete stop to one thing and then has kind of even set you on a different path. For others of you, there was involvement of other people with this. It very much feels like it was involving nearest and dearest. It very much feels like there was some some kind of massive blow to your heart space that has then, and it is home, it's very close to home, Spirit saying, and then you've been saddled with making a lot of choices, having a lot of responsibility to make these choices. Even some of you don't want to make these choices, and you're kind of like the only person that can do it kind of energy. Like you may have a lot of people looking to you for the answers. Okay, so Spirit's saying for those of you that aren't yet in the celebratory phase of this, that actually will start to come through this month. And I like that they're bringing that back through, because that was the initial energy that I got from this. So maybe there's been something that like started, stopped, and is restarting again, is how Spirit's presenting it to me. Or there was something that was like quite heavily burdening you with responsibility of some form, and it does feel like responsibility, like matters of the heart, like things that were quite close to you, people that were quite close to you, things that really mattered to you. That kind of ending has brought some kind of restoration. That's brought some kind of balance to your life, that's then set you off on. Some of you are coming further into union with yourself, Spirit saying, and they are bringing back that like jumping over the broom. Some of you are like sweeping out things from the past, and that's very much like going to lead you to this place of stability and celebration and feeling like safe within that celebration and safe within these relationships that you've cultivated or are cultivating in this next cycle. There does seem to be still some kind of external disappointment, still something that is like very much falling on your shoulders, Spirit saying. Like I do see you being like wholly and solely responsible for whatever this is. It feels like it's a heavy energy surrounding it, and it does involve like quite a few other people. I would very much say like this affects like a multitude of different people, and externally they even could be like waiting for you to do something. Show me that. Expecting that you would do something for some of them. Your energy is super weird, Libra. There is this like restoration coming through, but it almost feels like you're the one that's like crafting that. I'm seeing, the Four of Swords. There has been some kind of rupture. There absolutely has been something here that's happened that you're either in the process of healing from or have completely healed and closed out. There does seem to be something around, like for some of you, it's very much still an open wound, Spirit saying. For others of you, you're more into the happy part of this cycle where you're feeling like on top of it and things like that. All right, let me see relationships and heart space, because this is very much like involving at least, I'm going to say at least 4 other people, like 3 or 4 other people. Like I'm saying 4 people, maybe even up to like a family size amount of people. Okay, so the way that Spirit's presenting this to me is like whatever happened in the past, it took a lot to get over. Like I'm seeing you having to like really trudge through some shit to get over whatever this was. And it did very much leave you perhaps even in a state of confusion or overwhelm at certain times. It feels like you guys have cycled through that. If you haven't seen the end of it, it's very much coming to a close within this latest cycle that you guys are in, because I'm seeing you like cutting away anything that just doesn't serve you anymore, and very much being like really sure of that. And that white horse message is coming back through again with that chariot horse. Look how prominent that horse is there in the front. So whatever you've learned in this next cycle, you're so confident with that knowledge that I think that's then set you forward on this. For some of you, you still haven't got the entire understanding of it, Spirit's saying, and that can be like really frustrating and feel like you're missing some kind of point or element or something that hasn't yet come to the surface. I do feel like there's going to be things that are like kind of piled on top of this month. Maybe that's why the urgency was there with your reading. And whatever piles on top is kind of going to clear the air, clear the way. Like it does seem to be something that like frees you up and then, yeah, it sets you off on a completely different path. So for some of you, whatever's happened here in the past, it has been a complete closing out of one cycle. And then I do see you stepping into something else. It's not to say that that was a happy transition. Yeah, but there is something that you've gained within this that feels very valuable, feels like it's matured you in some way, maybe even like increased your status. For some of you, and Capricorn did get something about that in their reading. There is this energy around like perhaps having to like reframe your perspective even, and not focusing on all the negatives. Like they're really showing me this eye in the back of this card and the tears. So I'm seeing you guys like having a lot of tears and being like a little bit unstable emotionally this month, but it feels like it's going to lead you to stability. It feels like you've kind of got it. Spirit's saying for some of you, it feels like you've just taken the training wheels off. So you know how to ride, but you may feel a little bit wobbly. You may feel like some element has changed. Something's been taken away, and that it was an element that supported you, or you felt supported by it. But the way that Spirit's presenting it to me is like you can actually go faster and get further without that. It's not a happy loss, though. You're definitely not happy about whatever it is. With the 5 of Cups here, the 4 of Cups in your external, maybe even other people aren't happy about it as well. It does seem to be like something that can't be changed, though. It does seem to be like something that you very much accepted and are then trying to like rebuild from or move through in a way that feels like honorable, not only to your emotions, but to perhaps the people that are involved externally as well. Because there is this energy around like, and perhaps whatever has happened here has kind of taught you to like appreciate people and connections and time spent together more. Like there does seem to be like this energy of like whatever you've gained, it's very much been valuable to you. It's very much been an education to you, whether or not it was a fun or a pretty education. It's very much like something that you needed to learn at this time. It does feel like it's going to serve you in a lot of ways moving forward, particularly in like your decision making. Yeah, with the 4 of Wands and the Lovers, there is something around you like looking at both sides, like having a more Spirit saying a more variable perspective. So put that energy where it fits for you guys. It does seem to be something that's like expanded your mind. It does seem to be something that's like broadened your horizons in that sense of like a mental intellect, like things like that, like in the realm of the mind. Spirit's saying there has been quite a big increase in an expansion. Spirit keeps saying to me, and I'm hearing something about Jupiter now. I would perhaps check your birth chart and see where Jupiter is for you, because there does seem to be like some kind of expansion within the brain for you guys, and that's really like setting you off on a different path. It does seem like knowledge that's been gained from this really bad experience or really uncomfortable experience in the past. With the Temperance angel coming through, I would very much say like divine timing is at play here. So if you've been feeling like things are just not going in the way that you want, or like gaining the traction that you want, or you're not in this celebratory energy yet because you are still like saddled down with responsibilities, and there's a lot of things for you to still sort through and to gain an understanding on, I would very much like sit within that chaos and like take stock of what's happening around you. Take stock of how you're feeling. How are you responding to all of these things as they're being presented to you? And don't discredit yourself, Spirit's saying. There is something around like divine timing. There is something around like help. Help is here. There is support. You are supported from every angle, Spirit's saying to me, but you may not see it. You may not feel like you can rely on that support or lean on that support. Again, there is like this like head of the table kind of energy coming through. So you may be putting on like a brave face as well as you're trying to cycle through this. Show me anything else I need to see for Libra. So for some of you, this is involving a woman that's very close to you. For some of you, there has been some kind of relationship breakdown, loss, or rupture that's really, really affected you, like on a spirit saying on a quantum level. And that does come through with that like visions kind of thing. Oh, God. Okay. So this month I do see you feeling like a little bit stagnant, a little bit stuck, feeling like things are perhaps not moving in the way that you would like them to. Perhaps this new information kind of is like something that it may put you into a state of like analysis paralysis for a short time. It may also illuminate some kind of wrongdoing that you've done or choice that you kind of regret, or like some kind of like negative aspect in that sense. Again, like as you're experiencing these things, try to have compassion for yourself. Try to remember that, you know, you are a human and mistakes are innately human. There is something coming through around selfishness and like shoulda, woulda, couldas and things like that. Your energy is weird now that I'm tapping into it. And I would very much say, like, pay attention to what was happening 6 months ago in regards to now, because there is this like really strong correlation with like, yeah, it's weird energy for you guys. All right, show me what I need to see for unexpected and surprises from the universe for our lovely, lovely Libra. All right, some of you guys are having like some kind of belly issue this month. My stomach just started kicking off. Grumbly tummies, what Spirit's saying. Show me what I need to see, unexpected and surprises from the universe, please. See, some of you may feel like whatever's happened, like you maybe got the short end of the deal, or like there was some kind of like you haven't received enough or something like that, or maybe even given enough. For some of you, there is this energy, and very strongly connected to the Virgo reading there. There is this energy around like perhaps the split not being fair, something like that. Unexpected. So some of you are going to find like, some of you are going to be like stumbling upon some kind of psychic ability or psychic connection, or even like etheric cord that you share with somebody else. There does seem to be like this deep sense of like deepening of relationship, but it does come with like this really spiritual aspect to it. So if you're experiencing something like that and it's not making sense to you, or you're not really sure where to go with it, take your time, sit back and feel into the energy rather than trying to like, Spirit's saying logicize it, but I don't know if that's a word. Is that a word? I'm not going to Google it now. Don't try to put your rational mind or your monkey mind onto it. Like just, yeah, feel into it. Very much allow that experience to tell you whatever it needs to tell you through feeling and emotion and experience. It's, yeah, spiritual stuff, it's an experience. It's not something that you do or that, yeah, it's funny to try and put into words. So things are going to feel like they're sticky for you guys. Things are going to feel like they're maybe like there's not enough of something, or there's too much of something, like, or there's an imbalance of some kind. There is this really, really big calling for you guys to like be loud, be outspoken, maybe even brazen for some of you. Like there is this energy around like learning from the mistakes of the past and then like really utilizing that in this next cycle. But it does feel like it comes with a sense of like there's a fire within this. There's like a passion. There is something around this that's like, all right, some of you are dealing with a Capricorn, and that Capricorn is like assisting or giving to you in some way. I would very much pay attention to that dynamic, because it does feel like it's a dynamic that's very much like maybe one of the most balanced dynamics that you've got, because I'm seeing like a lot of give and take, and a lot of like following the leader, spirit saying, but it does seem to be like the two of you, like teamwork kind of thing. Pay attention to that. It doesn't need to be a Capricorn. It could be really anybody, but it does come through with like a goat kind of energy. I think what's the biggest thing for you guys this month is like something uncomfortable, some kind of radical shift that's happened, and it does feel like it's already happened for you guys. That's kind of like been a revelation to you. That's been helpful to you in some way. It doesn't feel like it was a comfortable transition. Absolutely not. It definitely feels like it was something that like shattered you and then kind of rebuilt you back up into maybe even a completely different person, or like the spirit saying the scars are there, like they're visible even. Yeah, look, unexpected things from the universe. I do feel like this is going to come into like an alchemized state of equilibrium far quicker than what you think. There does seem to be like this acceptance piece around it. Like you've accepted whatever's happening here. You've accepted your responsibility. You've also accepted like perhaps even a lack of power for some of you in this state. Spirit's showing me something around Saturn. So for some of you, this is a lot to do with Saturn, and I would definitely look at Saturn and where it is in your chart and how that could be personally affecting you. Every single sign that I've used this deck for, the African Goddess Rising deck, every single one of you has had the Celestial Alignment card, which feels really good. Spirit is saying like something was stripped bare, stripped back, and I do think that that's kind of like led you guys into this, whether or not you wanted it to be taken away. It does feel like without that, like you're able to progress further. Some of you are still quite angry, upset, like in the thick of like heavy emotions, or like discontent, or even concern for somebody or even yourself. But the way that this is coming through, Libra, is like things are going to balance out far quicker than what you think. There is this feeling of safety that comes through. There is this feeling of worthiness that comes through, and it very much comes through like in the wake of a tower. And it's almost like that in the process of rebuilding. Spirit saying like perhaps you've looked at the quality of the materials, readjusted, reassessed. I do see you guys coming into a state of like, I wouldn't say pleasure, but I would at the very least say contentedness, more towards like the end of the month. It does feel like the 17th is a really important day for you guys. I would pay attention to that. Also the 26th here too. Yeah, Libra, your energy was weird. Some of you may feel like, or have a sense of things being like unfinished, or feel like you didn't really get a chance to say or do all of the things that you wanted to do within a certain environment, relationship, experience, whatever the case may be for each of you. I would very much say like, yeah, learn from that experience, like appreciate the time that you've got with people and the experiences that you share with people, and very much like, yeah, don't kick yourself. Spirit saying don't overburden yourself with a sense of regret, but very much just like, yeah, try to learn from those misjudgments that you may have made in the past, and very much yeah, be gentle with yourself through that process, because it's not easy. It's definitely not the healing journey is not linear. Yeah, it's like a fucking roller coaster ride. Like some days you're good, other days you're just not, and that's okay. And I do feel like May be one of those months for you guys. So yeah, take your time with it. Four of Swords, Ten of Wands. I'm definitely seeing you guys like having this alleviation of stress come towards the end of the month. So take your time with that. And yeah, if there's anything that I can do to assist, absolutely let me know. Hit me up in the email. Once again, my name is Millie. Thank you so much for being here, Libra. That was a nice little short reading for you guys. If you got anything from this, like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Thanks again to all my new subbies. I do love to see you guys here. We got like 20 of yous now. Double digits, you guys. Double digits. And yeah, I don't think I had anything else for you. Can you let me know how that fits? And like, yeah, if you have any questions or whatever, or you just want to tell me some cool stories, hit me up in the email and let me know what's happening. Because yeah, your energy was like really nice. Something about 11 days and like that sense of urgency coming through. So like, yeah, chill out a little bit is what I'm getting from spirit. Very much take care of yourself and like tend to your wounds in whatever way you feel is necessary, because I do feel like you guys are somehow gaining from this perhaps more tough cycle for some of you. All right. That was a weird reading. Love yous. Bye.